The Stirrup. Attention, please. With Miss Cosmo.
He's a chart-topping hip-hop producer and artist, and he's brought us the hit singles all night long and current state of mind. I'm talking about none other than Zoocci Coke Dope. He'll be chopping it up with me, Miss Cosmo, this Sunday on The Stirrup at 7 p.m. Miss Cosmo on 5. Oh man, such an awesome tune just to kick off the show for us here on The Stirrup. Welcome to the hottest party here on 5FM. This is where you get the best in local and international hip-hop. My name is Miss Cosmo. I'm with you for the next 3 hours here on 5FM. That was Pop Smoke featuring Gunna with the Dior remix here on 5. Of course, it is setting the tone for the type of show that we're trying to go with, because we're trying to turn it all the way up as we do every single Sunday. Tonight, definitely no difference. I've got a really awesome guest who is going to be hanging out with me here on The Stirrup. He is going to be chatting about his brand new album, his music, his production, just him as an artist, his journey to getting into the music industry as well. And yeah, man, he's just one of those artists that I've always kind of admired with regards to his work rate. So we're going to get into it a little bit later. Well, in a few moments actually, because he is on his way into the studio at the moment. So of course, if you want to interact and have some fun with me throughout the show, all you have to do is send through a WhatsApp 082-550-5151. Twitter, we are there. Hashtag The Stirrup is where it's at. You can tag me, Miss Cosmo SA, as well as The Weekend of 5. And if you want to call me, 089-11-00505. We do have the one and only Zoocci Coke Dope in the building, and we're going to be chatting about his new album. I did say that he is in studio. We're going to be chatting about his music, chatting about him being a producer, a really awesome producer, and of course his journey to get into the hip-hop scene. What's up, Zoocci?
Hey, Cosmo.
How you doing?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm fine. Sorry, I know you're sounding so defeated because it was so difficult to get in here, but we finally got you in here, which is the good thing. You know what I mean?
It was a 20-minute rap battle.
It's always a rap battle when you come into the SAPC. But as long as you're here, and we're obviously going to dig deep and obviously chat about the music and everything that is to talk about with regards to Zoocci. How was the weekend? Did you have a good one?
I don't really have weekends.
Really?
Yeah,
Are you all work and no play?
Yeah, I'm from the studio right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're working on some hot new music.
A lot of it. Yeah.
That's so dope. That's so dope. So, one of the things that's always kind of sparked me with regards to some of your music is the way that you collaborate with a lot of artists. Is it specific with the way that you actually put specific beats together? When you're working with Speedster, you work in a specific way, or maybe if you're doing your own music, it's a different kind of sound. Is that particular for you, for that artist?
Yeah, I would say I focus heavily on what suits a certain artist. But for my projects, the reason why I do a lot of collabos when it comes to that is because even though I'm in the music vocally, I still believe I've got a producer's ear. So
yes,
if I'm making a song, it's always yo, so and so would take it to the next level.
Yes,
we need to send it to him, or
yes, so
and so would really be perfect on here, even if it's my song. So I get a lot of people on my song.
That's so dope. So I know my idea of your journey into the music industry was obviously starting off with production, and then you got into actual recording yourself. What was kind of the switch up for you to actually say, let me actually get behind the mic and do this as well?
No, it's always been that way. Just what I brought out, or what popped out first, was actually the producing. But from learning the softwares that I used to record myself to learn how to mix and master voices, or to know how to clear up voices, or to know how to mix. I used to record myself on my own beats because no one would jump on them.
Yes, yeah. I hear you. And I guess obviously it's also it's a learning process at the end of the day to make sure that you're actually getting the music right and getting yourself on. That's so dope. All right, so we're still sitting here with Zoocci Coke Dope for the next couple of minutes on 5FM. If you have any questions for the brother, hit me up on WhatsApp 082-550-5151. I pray that your time will come. Beautiful song there by Zoocci featuring Ami Faku. That one is called Regrets on 5FM. We're still hanging out with him in studio. As I mentioned, if you want to have any questions with regards to his music, his production, whatever the case may be, maybe even if you just want to give him a shout out because you think his music is so dope, hit me up on the WhatsApp line 082-550-5151. So Zoocci, that very beautiful song, Regrets. I remember when I actually received that song for me to actually play out on the show, and I was like, wow, this song is so beautiful. I think it's a collaboration that most people weren't kind of expecting. it was a little bit maybe off-center of what we would typically expect from you. Why Amifaku, and why such an emotional song?
What's crazy about that song is that it was recorded and made way before
Really?
Amy had an album, or way before she was signed, or way before anyone really knew her. I bumped into a snippet of hers singing on Twitter.
Oh, dope.
And I hit her up. I said, like, she sounds amazing and I'd like to work with her. And then we made that song. And then I was in label situations at the time, so I presented that song. And then I just didn't have plans for it for like my album. And then the label that I was talking to about it said they're gonna use it, and then they signed Amy sometime after that, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
That's such a beautiful, beautiful song. And I think it also came out at a perfect time. While you had released it at the perfect time, because obviously like her career is on the up right now. You're also doing some really dope stuff. So I think just from that perspective, it was just all just like coming together so well. And of course it hit up the local top 5 as well. Yeah.
Like even how she came out when, I think last year, most of it was last year, but how she came out was like monumental. I had no idea it was gonna be that crazy with it. Yeah.
So it definitely means that you definitely have an ear for this production thing, you know what I mean? But let's zone in a little bit more as well with some of your music. Anxiety is out. How are you feeling about the reception? Because a lot of people are coming to me and they're just like, yo, this music is just so fire. You know what I mean? And I think for them it's also just like, especially when you're in a space like hip-hop where people have to sit and really listen and engage with your music. And for you to get that kind of reception, isn't it mind-boggling?
I never planned for it to be that way. Like I don't know why I'm still so shocked by it. But I literally only make music to be like, what's the next? Like, what else can I make? Or what's the next thing that I'm gonna make sound like? What is it gonna sound like? Anxiety for me to drop that, it was a thing of I hadn't dropped any solo work for like 2 years.
Yes.
That's why at the end of the year, after I had produced for quite a lot of artists on the albums, I decided to drop because I was like, man, everybody say I must drop, so I dropped that. But then the reaction has just been way more than I expected. Yes.
And I think also with that, a lot of people also got to hear a more emotional side to you as well. Talk to us about songs, for instance, like Insecure, and what the actual album title means to you, for you to actually title it Anxiety.
I recorded it while having anxiety attacks. Like that. Yeah, it was a lot going on at the time, and I was working on a different album name with like a whole new different, like the whole new vibe. And then while I was working on that, the songs I was making were just leaning, like you could hear that, okay, something was on my mind the whole time. And then on my way to creating that other project, I found myself on my way to an album called Anxiety, and it just felt right to call it that because it has been something I speak about in my music and something I battle with too.
Yes. Yeah. And how are you overcoming that? Because I know a lot of artists obviously go through certain emotions, but half of them don't even speak about it. I know a lot of people will possibly even go through burnout, maybe even depression, the different types of emotional things that they need to kind of deal with, but still doing it within the public space. What has made you so comfortable to actually speak about it in your music? Is it that you want to be able to share your story so other people can get involved, or for them to also share their stories?
Not really. I get surprised when people have this you share thing, or like I get surprised when sometimes even some of my closest friends are like, yo man, hey, you wanted to make people cry over this. It's like, don't people speak about the things I speak about? Like I was always in an environment when I was growing up around my mom when it was like, if you've got something on your mind, you gotta just say it.
Yes.
Or if you feel a certain way about something, even if she won't like it, she has to just say it, and I must be like able to take it the same. Let's say if it comes from my sister, if she says, I don't like 1, 2, 3 about you, I must be able to take it and understand it.
Yes.
But it's not something to tiptoe around if you feel a certain way or there's something on your mind and you say it.
Yes, that's so true. I really appreciate the fact that some artists can be that emotional and that be open and honest within their music. So obviously, I think that's the one part about Anxiety that everyone's kind of latching onto, to say, yo, we're getting real stories, we're getting real emotions, and that's what people really enjoy. All right, so we're still hanging out with Zoocci here in the studio. Remember, if you want to send through a comment or a question, 082-550-5151. Still jamming some really awesome tunes from Anxiety. This one on the back is called Stirrup.
In other words, don't mess with angels. Don't mess with cherubs in particular. Cherubs are definitely angels. You need to understand that. They are powerful angels. We don't mess with the cherubs because they are at God's bidding and God's disposal. And remember always that through Christ you can succeed, even when others say you can't.
What a beautiful, beautiful song. And I think also very impactful. Hey, that one there, Cherub by Zoocci Coke Dope, coming off of his album Anxiety. We're still hanging out with him in the studio here on 5FM, and obviously taking some of your WhatsApps with regards to maybe some questions that you might have for him. 082-550-5151. We've got a really awesome voice note coming in.
Yo, Miss Cosmo, how's it? Please ask him how does the song like Cheer Up came apart, because that thing is a movie.
Well, there you have it. He thinks the song is a movie. So, what inspired the song for you?
I guess whatever is happening during that time. I'd speak more about the first part because, you know, the second part is all just rap guy stuff.
Yeah.
But like the first part, it was just a thing I noticed with people. Like, you know, when a person is hiding something from you?
Yes.
And then only when you catch them out is when they're sorry. You know?
I hate that.
So I was always walking around like, how do I put that on the song? How do I talk about that on the song? So I just, you know, I made that part, and I guess it came out the way I planned.
That's so dope. Really emotional, and obviously it's catching wind to a lot of your fans, because that was a voice note that came through even before we decided to even play the song. So they really are kind of zoning into your music. But I just want to take things back just a little bit. With regards to your production, I mean, you did the beat for Black Liz for Fame, correct? Mm-hmm. Which was a really dope song for Black Liz's career. But you also kind of feel that the song Fame didn't quite do much for your popularity. Why do you say that?
Oh, no. I've never said that.
Okay.
I've never not one time said that. Like, for me, I think that song did way more than it should have.
Okay. So maybe that was my
miscommunication. I think it did way more than it should have, because I'm going to name drop, but like at the time when Tweezy, you know, there was Lunatic.
Yes.
There was who's this homie for Fire? Yeah, the homie that did Fire for Liz and them.
Yeah.
Like, it was I think it was about like 3 or 4 or 5 producers that were like young upcoming dudes that were fire at the time.
Yes.
Yeah, I was in the circles with those guys off of that one song.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I had sessions with Tweezy back then. I had sessions with Lunatic back then off of that one song.
Yeah.
And I was in, like, you know, the same conversations as them off of that one song. So I'll never say it didn't do what it should have for me.
I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you. All right. So maybe, like I said, a little bit of a miscommunication on my end. All right. We do have a question coming through from Alex and George. He says, Zoocci, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years, and your advice for the youth of today, if you have anything?
I just hope whatever I'll be doing will be as fire as it could be.
Mm-hmm.
Wherever I'll be doing it, because I don't, you know, I just want to make songs.
Yes.
And, you know, make the best songs I can.
Yeah.
With the best artists that I can. And as far as advice is concerned, I always tell people to, like, stop listening to people so much, you know.
Really?
Yeah, like, people, so many. I think the person that could have found the cure to cancer listened to some negative opinion and then decided to stop being as ambitious as he should have, you know.
I hear you.
Things like that. Like, people listen to people so much, and we're all just
and they don't follow their guts.
Yeah,
is that what you want people to do?
We're all freestyling here. Nobody really knows what they're doing. So if you say one day you want to walk on the moon and somebody else says you'll never do that, then that's just somebody else's thing. You must never listen to people when people say you can't do that because of this. I had a person telling me I'll never have a market because my name is too long and funny. You know, like, if you listen to people, it'll stop anything.
Yes. And speaking about that, actually, I did want to ask you a little bit earlier, what was the inspiration behind your name? Because I think a lot of people, when they actually look at it, then they're like, okay, is he talking about drugs, or what's going on? You know what I mean? Like, what's the vibe? What actually kind of builds a name and builds you as an artist for you to say, that's my stamp?
Can I say brand names on radio?
Well, yeah, I guess so, because you're the one saying it.
It was a label called Zoo York, right?
Uh-huh.
I used to wear a lot of this label in my neighborhood, So, but like when you're a kid, you've got those clothes where you're like, if I'm wearing these ones, no one in the streets can even touch me.
Yes.
Yeah, that was me with the Zoo York stuff, because I used to like a lot of skater stuff also.
Okay.
So guys would tease me like, hey man, you think this label is so fire? Like it's not even Gucci. What is it? Like it was Zoocci, and then the Coke Dope just came as a emphasis on how dope I feel like the music I make is.
Okay. I hear you. All right, so we're still hanging out with Zoocci in studio. As I mentioned, send through those voice notes 082-550-5151. They are flowing in thick and fast. We are going to try and listen to a few of them and play them back to Zoocci in a moment. We still have some awesome music that he is giving us from his album Anxiety. This is an awesome tune as well, featuring the one and only Nasty C. It's called Oath. And yeah, man, send them through 082-550-5151.
Who's the dealer?
Zoocci Coke Dope, Nasty C on 5FM. That one called Oath, a really dope tune. Coming off of his album Anxiety. We're still hanging out with the brother in studio. And yeah, man, we are taking some of your voice notes. We're taking some of your questions. 082-550-5151. It is the WhatsApp line. And we've got some love coming through on the WhatsApp line for the one and only Zoocci.
Hey yo, Miss Cosmo. It's King to DJ Mlazi. Hey man, I love the album by Zoocci Coke Dope, man, Anxiety. It is the dopest album I've ever listened to in the past year, man. So I want to say shout out to the guy, man. I've been loving his music ever since he dropped that song with, I think it was P-Star, I don't know, and stuff like that. So yeah, man, big shout out to you, man. Keep doing what you do, man. You are the greatest alive, man.
Dope. There's so much more that's coming through on the WhatsApp line, but I'm sure we're going to play a few of them in a moment as well. But do send through some of your questions. As I mentioned, 082-550-5151. Zoocci, so from a producer's perspective, as well as an artist actually, because it affects you on both ends, a year like 2019, where everybody was kind of sitting back and saying, yo, I know, SA hip-hop is taking a plunge. What's going on? And you're obviously still sitting in the booth, still trying to do your thing, making music. Did you at any point feel as though hip-hop was taking a nosedive to no return?
No, not really. Because I actually take the time to listen to more artists than the ones that are shown to me on TV and played on radio.
Nice. Okay. So you take the time to actually like investigate and say, okay, there's other hot artists out there.
It's not even really an investigation. There's just more to TV and radio. And I don't watch a lot of TV, so I'm always like online.
Okay.
Or I'm always like watching stuff like via Netflix and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
it's just online stuff. But like, if that's not your world, then I don't even know half of what happens on TV every day.
Okay.
So it wasn't really an investigation for me. It was just, hey, this guy dropped, wow, it's fire. Hey, this guy dropped, wow, it's fire. Hey, we're about to drop. We think it's fire. We hope it is. So I didn't see a plummet.
I hear you. Well, in that regard, is there a specific artist or up-and-coming artist that you think possibly has next, since you're obviously kind of always checking out new people, and you seem to also be open to working with different types of artists as well? I mean, I've got Dimondes, who you also had a track with that was on the local top 5. I've never heard of him before until that shoot bust down. So is that the type of stuff that you're trying to work on?
I don't rank people like that, really.
Okay.
Like if your stuff is fire, a lot of guys, even especially what you would call the new guys, they will tell you I'm in the DMs, I'm saying let's work, and I just if your stuff is fire, I want to work with you just because I want to see what we could make. Yeah, so it's a lot of young guys or guys that are still coming up that are fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so dope. All right, we do have a question that's coming in on the WhatsApp line from Mlondi in Mpumalanga, who says, hey, Ms. Cosmo, I'd like to ask the dealer, and puts that in capital letters. It says, when are we getting music videos from Anxiety, and what happened to the homie Brian Fuller being signed to Piff Audio?
Getting videos during the tour.
During the tour? When is the tour?
The tour is starting off in Forslow on the 21st of March.
Nice.
Sfateng Kitchen.
Okay.
Yeah, and then from there it's going on full-fledged, different cities.
Nice.
Different dates.
Okay, cool. So are you going throughout the country?
Yeah.
Okay, well, as you can see, you've got fans all over the place. In Mpumalanga, Durban, people are trying to hear you, so
And
make sure.
We're coming to Mpumalanga in June.
Dope.
Yeah,
All right, so
June.
hopefully we're going to get more music and more music videos, rather. And, of course, information on the tour.
Of course.
Because people are going to want to hear that. All right, we're still hanging out with Zoocci in studio. Make sure that you send through some of your questions, voice notes, whatever it is. 082-550-5151. We'll be back with Zoocci and the local top 5 after these. Kevy Kev on 5FM. It was the number 1 tune of the local top 5 last week. So, of course, it means we do have a brand new number 1 for this week. Before that, gave you Dimonde's Zoocci Coke Dope Bust Down here on 5FM. Still hanging out with Zoocci, chatting about his brand new music, chatting about his journey as a producer, and, of course, taking some of your WhatsApps. Some of you are shouting out other people, asking questions, and we want to play all of them. 082-550-5151.
Hi, Miss Cosmo. Hola, Zoocci. This is Sangu from Ventersburg, but I'm currently chilling in Kronstadt with my boys, having a good time. Zoocci, man, I love your music, man. Keep doing it. You're killing it, dog. God bless you.
Oh, that's amazing, man. I dig it when people just want to show love. You know what I mean? They just want to say, hey, man, you're doing the right things.
God bless him, man.
Yes, definitely. All right, we do have a really dope question on the WhatsApp line as well.
Hey, yo, Miss Cosmo. It's Matasedi here from Limpopo. Shout out to Zoocci Coke Dope. The dude is holding it down very well. So I have a question for Zoocci. Is there any bad blood between him and Aries? Because I feel like there's some bad blood between the two, because there's a song where he said, how you make a song about another man, that shit is comical. I felt like he was referring to Aries, like, yeah. Is there any bad blood between the two?
Thank you so much for that question, because we had this conversation off air. Answer the question, Zoocci. Where's the bad blood?
It's crazy because the person they think I'm dissing was supposed to be on that song. I say this almost to anyone I get to talk about it with. Like, Reese was supposed to be on that song, man. Like, I played that song for Reese, I think, about 2 years ago.
Yes.
Yeah, we were in an apartment hotel together, and we were playing each other music. I was visiting them even. So we're playing each other music, and I played that for him, and I said I was dropping an album soon, and I wanted him on that song before anything, I guess, turned sour for anyone.
Yes.
And for it to come out now and people say I'm dissing him, and I spoke to him last week, man. Like, I don't have any bad blood with Reese.
But then why would they zero in on Reese specifically to say, no, this song is about him?
Because everybody needs or wants me to take a side so badly in a situation where two people I consider as friends are in a bad situation. Like, people want me to take sides, and I don't want to take a side in something.
But that's unfair though, because we're not involved in their situations.
Like, whoever is around, people just want you got to take a side online. If you with the other one, you took the other one's side. You can't just be a person minding your own business and, having two different friends.
Yes.
That are now different friends, I guess. People just want you to take a side.
It's twisted, but it's the game, man. It's the rap game. That's how it works. One specific question that I want to ask. If you had to choose, and you could only choose one, would you be a producer or a rapper?
I think I'd produce.
Really?
Only because I'm actually even capping.
This one's so difficult for you.
I don't know.
What's the love between the two of them? What does production give you that artistry doesn't give you, and vice versa?
I feel like they go hand in hand, because almost anything I've ever produced, I've put myself on it somehow.
Okay.
If it was a song that I produced, I was on the chorus most likely.
Okay.
It's almost like when I'm producing and making a beat, and I've got something in my mind that I want to do on it. Whether it's a chorus, whether it's whatever, or like sometimes it's harmonies. It doesn't even have to be words.
Yeah.
It just feels like I complete what I wanted to do on that song. Like, let's say I don't know DJ Speedster. I couldn't think the beat was complete without that chorus, because it's all that was going through my mind at the time when I was making the song.
Yes.
Or when I was making the beat. So without the chorus, I would have felt like it was incomplete.
I hear you. But then how does that level up with regards to, for instance, like when you're an artist, you literally have to go full throttle. So from a recording perspective, it's one thing, but you also now have to then perform and be in the limelight, and obviously dealing with something like anxiety. You now have to feed into people wanting to have access to you. Do you know what I mean? As opposed to production, where you can just stay in your studio, make your music and be done.
I guess that's where I choose one I prefer. Because of aspects like that, I'd rather be at home making the music than being out there, waving.
Dealing with the hounds. We know about these hounds too well. All right, so we're still hanging out with Zoocci, still taking some of your voice notes. Make sure you send them through 082-550-51. 082-550-5151. I keep getting that number wrong. All right, so we are getting straight into the local top 5 for this week. I played the song by mistake, and now I had to run it back because it is our number 5 tune for this week on the local top 5. I am talking about the one and only Lucas Raps, Without Me. This is the local. SPK hanging out with DJ Speedster on that one, airplane mode, at number 4 of the local top 5 for this week. Before that, our brand new entry, Lucas Raps with Without Me, at number 5 for the chart. We are going to check out our number 3, number 2, and number 1 of the local top 5 here on the Stirrup in a moment. But we're still hanging out with Zoocci Coke Dope here on 5FM and taking some of your voice notes and some of your questions for the homie.
Hey, Miss Cosmo. Hey, what's up, my friend? Hi, man. Tell me something, man, Miss Cosmo. Uzuki, where are you from, my posa? I'm shutting down. I'm listening, lad. I'm pincham. Mama treka kwang shut easy. Yo, Zuki. Oh, Baba. This is Paris, my man. Paris, the celebrity. I'm your number 1 fan outside my way.
Paris, the celebrity. He wants to know, where are you from?
When the space shuttle that crash landed here on Earth, that was from where I'm actually from, the planet I'm from. It crash landed in a place called Pretoria.
Oh, okay.
And I've realized that humans love this representation of cities, so I guess I would fall under Pretoria.
Yes, you need to rap the cap city. There's a lot of really dope artists that are coming out of Pretoria, which is something I'm enjoying a lot, because you can actually see the creativity, and that's from all aspects. It's not even just hip hop. Obviously, from like a piano perspective, obviously you've got the Mapurisas of the world, but also Focus from Pretoria, 25K is from Pretoria. Obviously, A. Reese is also from Pretoria. So it's dope to kind of see that you guys are banding together and making music and doing dope things. You know what I mean? So shout out.
Yeah.
Dig
Pretoria.
that. All right, so we've got a dope WhatsApp that also came through a little bit earlier. Hi, Miss Cosmo. It's Wise from Peter Maritzburg. I'd like to ask Zoocci if Miss Cosmo could give him some kind of magic phone right now, and he could make a call to Zoocci in his bedroom studio going through some anxiety, and give that young man a bit of advice. What would he tell him? So if you would give yourself advice, what would you tell a younger you?
It's not as bad as you think.
Yeah. Okay. Were you worried when you first got into the music industry?
I just thought it was gonna be competitive. Like I thought it was.
But it is competitive. No, it's a rap game.
It's not competitive.
Oh, are you at the top?
What? Nah, don't misinform people and deconstruct what I'm saying and put it in your own way. No, that's not what I'm saying.
Okay, so what are you saying?
I'm saying I thought it was gonna be competitive. It's like, as I said, we spoke about earlier about how people play on TV, how people there's a game, and there's a game where creatives, I guess, make fire music, and only certain people who take the time to research, I guess, find that, and there's the I guess the golden chosen peoples, so that's what I mean by competitive. That's not competitive.
Okay,
so
I hear you.
Don't just put that and say I'm trying to say I'm at the top or whatever. That's the problem with people. Like when you say stuff like that, it's always put out in a way like that where people misunderstand even the person saying these things, because that's immediately what you hear before asking what I mean by that.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you got to break it down so that people didn't misconstrue that comment. But I'd like to thank you for coming through to the Stirrup, obviously chatting about your music, chatting about you as a producer. Hopefully, we'll be able to get more music videos, as you mentioned, as well as information on the tour. When can we look out for that information so that people know when to prepare for you to be in their city?
Right after the first date, which is right the 21st of March.
So you're confirming everything else so far, and then you're obviously going to send out the information.
Yeah. This first one that we did, it was just because, I hadn't been out there and people were calling me out there. So I was just like, let me do that and then announce the whole tour. Let me start with that one in Foslo.
Dope. All right, so where can people catch up with you, social media, just to make sure that they got the right handle, the right spelling? Because sometimes that can also be a bit of a problem when you're trying to find you. I remember I struggled the first time I tried to take it. I was like, hi, man, did I leave out an O or did I leave out a C or what's going on? So make sure you spell it out right so people follow the right account.
All right. First of all, I'm not on Facebook, so if you are talking to anyone who has my name on Facebook, I'm sorry, you have bad news, especially if you have sent money.
Fake news.
Or whatever they try to get you guys to do nowadays. It's not me. And the reason why I don't have Facebook is because of guys like that. They reported my page as the spam and Facebook kicked me out.
Wow.
You see, so. On Twitter, it's Zoocci _Coke Dope. So it's ZOOCCI _Coke Dope. And on Instagram, it's Zoocci _Coke _Dope.